Okay, so there's another history-making announcement that in October, so we've got some time to build into this, the first ever WWE all-women's pay-per-view called Evolution. It's a mystery. It's full of change that no one sees. I will say I liked the fact that when Triple H did his bit, you could tell he was getting emotional. You could tell he was getting choked up. A lot of what we're seeing now is due to his work in NXT, which may or may not be due to the fact that he has 3 daughters at home. Maybe it is, maybe it's not. Maybe they finally hit a point where they went, you know what, women can wrestle. There are lots of women wrestlers. You just went through a period where they didn't hire women wrestlers. They hired models and tried to teach them to wrestle. A few of them picked it up and became good. A lot of them became serviceable. A few were just horrible. Not the case now. They've actually gone out and gotten women wrestlers. And there are companies like Stardom, Shimmer. You have a couple other smaller ones that are associated with companies like Progress and Evolve. So there actually are a lot of smaller independent groups that are actually fostering solid women's wrestlers, which can then feed into NXT and then can feed into the main roster. So there's a nice actual infrastructure now for creating and fully growing female talent. And of course with NXT it allows them to take people who might not have been ready to be on the main roster and give them time, give them exposure. Take people who are athletes or have other backgrounds like an Alexa Bliss or a Casey Catanzaro. Now they've only mentioned right now 4 matches. 8 women's belts are going to be defended, and the winner of and the finals for the Mae Young Classic. Other things have been bounced around. Maybe this is when they end up finishing off the tournament to crown the first ever women's tag champs. Maybe they do like a Queen of the Ring sort of thing, where that person then gets a challenge for the title at Survivor Series, unless they do brand versus brand again. If you're going to brand versus brand, it'd be nice to see them actually throw in NXT as well, make it a full multiverse fight. I will say having those 3 titles and the Mae Young Classic, you know what, that's a pretty solid card right there. You're going to see, your 3 major women's belts defended. You're going to see the ending of a fantastic tournament. For the announcement, they've already mentioned that it's Lita, Trish, and I believe Beth Phoenix. The only downside of that is it would have really been cool to see Lita and Trish have a match. Maybe against the Bellas, maybe against the Iconics. Maybe the Bellas come back and face the Iconics. I don't know. Maybe we get to do like a multi-verse match where maybe Ronda Rousey teams up with Shayna Baszler to take on, I will say, Charlotte and Bayley. That was in Sasha can have her championship match, Becky Lynch have a championship match, or whoever out of the 4 horsemen who's not involved in championship match, put those 2 against, Baszler and Rousey. Unless Baszler's champion. Maybe we get to see a match between, I don't know, like Asuka and Kairi Sane. I don't know. There's enough women they can do this, especially pulling from all 3 brands. They have the ability to make a fantastic event. Things they made in the Nassau Coliseum, it'll be unique to see, 1, how well that event sells. I've been at NXT events, the ones, NXT Chicago takeovers, that have not sold out. So if NXT has a problem selling out in a town like Chicago, they're going to need to be pretty specific when they pick a venue to do an all-women's event. I used to go to Shimmer, which was in the Berwyn Eagles Club. Not a gigantic place, but it always sold out. And even Dave Preisig mentioned, it's a niche market. He's like, it's very difficult to get, it's hard to get thousands upon thousands of people to show up to an event like this. So it'd be unique to see what actually happens with this. If it becomes really well and becomes a yearly thing, awesome. If it doesn't do as well, you know what? They gave it a shot. Hats off to giving it a shot. But now the weird thing ends up being is that they talk about the multiple brands. 205 Live is now its own independent thing as well. I wonder if the Cruiserweights will now have their own pay-per-view. And then you'll have Raw and SmackDown, NXT, potentially for women's one. And maybe the 205 guys will end up having their own specific brand pay-per-view.